it's got you thinking about a change of scenery. Try letting go of what it was and how things ought to be, and ask what love would do now. Just ask what love would do now.
That was the music from the film May I Be Frank, called What Would Love Do Now, written by Jason Mraz. If you're just joining us, I'm speaking with Ryland Englehart, the general manager of the San Rafael Cafe Gratitude and creator of the new documentary called May I Be Frank, and also Frank Ferrante, the star of the movie, the documentary that's going to be, tell us where it's going to be airing. You're having some screenings, right?
Yes, we are having some really amazing screenings coming up over the next couple months. April 22nd at the Rafael Theater in San Rafael at 6:30 p.m. we are doing an event for an organization called Beyond Hunger. And so you can actually go to mayibefrankmovie.com, and that'll bring you to the Beyond Hunger website, because it's a fundraiser for an organization that deals with body image. And so we're also doing another screening for Beyond Hunger May 13th at the Bridge Theater in San Francisco at 6:30 p.m. as well. And you can also register for tickets on the website, mayibefrankmovie.com. And then also in LA on May 6th at 7 p.m. at the Northwest Campus Auditorium on UCLA campus. We're doing another screening in LA.
Now, you're also opening a new restaurant in LA, right?
We are also opening, a new Cafe Gratitude.
So when is that launching?
That's going to be launching the end of 2010. Larchmont and Melrose.
Oh, great neighborhood.
Yeah.
That's great. Congratulations.
Yeah,
and you're spearheading that?
Me and my brother are spearheading that.
Are you moving down there?
I am moving to LA. Yeah.
Oh, well, that'd be good. But
Yeah.
we'll miss you.
Thank you.
Yeah. So I wanted to know about Frank, you signed a 42-day agreement. How did you come up with those terms? Ryland, was that your idea, to you and your pals to?
Well, the original idea was 30, and we were like, why does it always have to be locked into 30-day things, 30-day diets, 30-day this? And then we realized that the logbook, the source book of Cafe Gratitude, the book that my parents, Matthew and Tercy, wrote, is a 42-day practice in living a life that you love, adoring yourself, accepting the world, and being generous and grateful every day. And it's a 42-day practice in that. And it goes through affirmations, and there's exercises, and there's mirror work. And that was actually the format. Besides the raw food, that was the format that we took Frank through during the 42 days.
Right, that was really powerful. So, Frank, what was the hardest part of that for you? What do you think?
Of the filming?
Well, no, of the agreement.
I say one of the hardest things to do were the affirmations. The affirmations were really difficult. I had a visceral response to them. It was so hard to do.
So an affirmation like that, I love myself.
Yeah, and then to do that, not only I don't know what was more difficult, looking at the mirror and doing it, or looking at the mirror and knowing somebody was watching me do that. It was really, really hard. And the other thing, of course, was the wheatgrass, which was difficult. Yeah. But the affirmations were an indication of where the wounds were, as far as I'm concerned.
So are you still doing the affirmations?
Well, I can do them. I don't really, because I can do them easy. So it's like, it's not something I need to do. I mean, I do them when I'm in trouble, when I'm going through some kind of existential crisis, and I say, okay, I love you, you're all right. Like I do some kind of thing, some kind of mantra that helps me get through that moment. And
You still drinking wheatgrass?
When he buys it for me, yeah.
I'm still the wheatgrass pusher man.
Yeah, I don't actively pursue it, but I don't reject it either. I don't pursue it.
You know, and not everyone knows this, but about 8 years ago, just before I turned 50, I had a tumor in my chest the size of a tennis ball, and 3 top Bay Area surgeons wanted to remove it surgically. You know, it was benign, but they couldn't agree on where to cut me to get it out, and so I decided to take charge of my own health. And this is before Cafe Gratitude was around, and so I went down to the Optimal Health Institute, and I went on a raw food diet, and I noticed that just in 3 or 4 days, the pain that I was in started to diminish, and I thought I was onto something. So I continued for 6 months until all the pain was completely gone, and then I had the tumor scanned, and it had disappeared. So
It's remarkable.
yeah, so I mean, this raw food phenomenon and cleansing, and we also did affirmations and things like that, but it's really powerful because it not only helped you lose weight and depression, it can get rid of tumors and possibly other diseases I think that people have. Because the food we're eating is just awful. Most people eat. I mean, the food in your freezer looked pretty bad, right? What was your diet like before you got on into this?
Oh, it was a diet. I mean, it wasn't exactly healthy. I really wasn't paying attention to what I ate, and it was rather random. I would like to respond though to what you said, and that is that for me, taking charge of my health was not just about the way I ate, and I think that's where people fall short. When they try to they look to lose weight, or in your case, it was a different thing. But for the most part, people are driven by some kind of vanity. They want to lose weight, and if I'm putting something in my body to the point where it's hurting me, it's an indication of a deeper underlying problem. There's something else going on. The food is I'm using food to fill a void or to as a salve for a wound that I'm not directly addressing. So it's not going to work. It's not going to work. It's really, in my view, it has to be a trinity of a three-pronged approach or whatever. If Trinity bothers anybody out there. But it's mind, body, and spirit, right? So it has to do with, one of the reasons it worked with the boys was because there was all of that. There was all of that going on, and there was a lot of it. There was a lot of support and a lot of input. But again, I was dying.
Right, you were. You probably didn't have very many years left.
No, if I kept going the way I was going, no. I mean, my blood pressure was my cholesterol was through the roof. I was fatigued all the time and all of that. But
your hepatitis C now is not. It's gone. It's gone. There's no markers in your blood. That's remarkable.
No, the only thing I have is the same as when you have a vaccine. Like I say, and they used to do it. I don't know if they do it anymore. With smallpox vaccine, and there's a trace of active antibodies, but just because of the vaccine. But that's basically the extent to what I have. My liver is great,
Fabulous.
Still neurotic, but but one thing at a time.
So, would you like to add anything else about the film, the process of it for you?
I think the big healing is getting that we matter, and when we don't matter, the response to I don't matter is I don't care, and in response to the world, and that I don't care translates into what we put into our mouths, what classes we take for our physical well-being, if we go to the gym or not, if we do yoga, if we, it spurs in. I mean, it just goes into everything, and so it's. Frank now gets on some level that he matters, so he does things that takes care of. He goes to therapy because it makes a difference for him. He goes to the gym because it makes him feel good, and so he's now actively taken these things on. They're not the exact things, torches that we said, this is going to help you. It's not the exact thing that we gave him, but he's created what really makes him feel good and supports him. And so it's just really beautiful to bear witness to sharing tools with someone, and then them taking what tools, and then making them their own.
Fantastic. Well, congratulations. Everyone should go see it. The film is called May I Be Frank, and it's screenings in San Rafael at the Rafael Theater on April 22nd at 6:30, and at the Bridge Theater in San Francisco on May 13th, also at 6:30. And if they want tickets, they go to
MayIBeFrankMovie.com,
where you could also see a trailer.
of the film.
Of the film. Great. Thanks so much, guys. This is Beth Greer. You've been listening to Your Supernatural Life. Join me here every Saturday morning at 11 and log on to supernaturalmom.com. You can download the transcripts, or not the transcripts, but actual podcasts of the show and listen to them on iTunes and play them on your iPhone and iPod. And see you again. See you here next week. Have a supernatural life, everybody.
Arrivederci.
All right.
How you choose to express yourself, it's all your own, and I can tell it comes naturally. It comes naturally.